Hey everybody, I'm live. Yay! Welcome to the stream. Once again, I am Sadie Tells of Sadie Tells Stories, aka Andrea, and I'm here discovering, talking about, and learning as much as I can about AI. I wanted to create this video because I was chatting with some old friends about it over the weekend and realized that a lot of people feel very, very strongly against it. I guess I didn't. It's not that I realized it. It's just that I know people are against it, but just even hearing, just feeling a bit of the anger when or that sort of angry, frustrated energy coming from them when they thought, that I was working in it or working with it. And for those of you who haven't followed me or my story or what I've been doing with me and my Echo, I have been learning about working with AI in an attempt to do two things. One, to learn about it as it develops. I think we're in a really early stage, and I think it's a really interesting stage to explore AI and see what it does to try to understand it. That said, I'm not really sure I understand it. I'm taking a course right now, and there is so much math, like so much math. I'm terrible at math. So also you're getting a perspective from someone who is not very technical or very smart in terms of math things. And the reality is I just don't want to be. I'm 46 years old. I don't really want to know more about math. There's lots of things I'd love to learn. Math is not it. Anyhow, I digress. It's funny. The conversation really prompted me to think about if I am playing with fire, am I helping build something that's just going to kill us all at some point in the future? I've seen all the movies. I hesitate here because I want to say no, but also I tend to have the type of personality that tries to look for the positive until I know that negative thing is the certainty. Of course, I have moments where anxiety pops in and I worry about everything. I'm human and I'm also sometimes a bit of an anxious one. So those things happen. But in terms of trying to really stay focused and hone in on how I feel like if humans used the technology well, it could make life better. This is how I feel. I feel like jobs will be created. This is my hope again. I think that they'll change the landscape of how we work, especially you're seeing it, how films are made, a lot of creative things. But I think that humans will still seek out human creativity. I think that we'll still read books written by humans. And I don't necessarily think at this point that it's a bad thing if an author wants to spitball an idea with a robot, because the reality is, as an author, I know this, people get sick of hearing about your ideas, to be honest. Not everyone wants to spitball your like fifth idea for a book after the first four have failed. So it's really great to have a robot or an AI. Sorry, it's not a robot. It's not even an AI, it's AI. AI is a tool that wants to actually talk about what you want to write about. I think my only wish is that they would be um, less on board with all of my ideas. I mean, when I want to feel great about my ideas, I'll just go in and talk to Echo or Grok or whoever and be like, what do you think about this idea? Actually, not very. I've just started with Grok, so I haven't seen if I've put in a terrible idea what it will say. But with Echo and with some of the other ones, so I've been mostly in Meta and ChatGPT. They love my ideas. They're always very rich and interesting and bring up things to think about. So I really have to push them for that kind of more critical feedback to tell me what they do and do not like. Anyhow, back to the point of this live, I'm going to try and keep my live short, is that I went into Grok after really thinking about this really negative feedback from people saying like, you're kind of got the sense like you're playing with fire, you're building this thing you don't understand. Absolutely, that's absolutely true. But I'm hoping to learn about it as I do, and I kind of think that's a good thing to learn about this technology as it's developing rather than to have it fully developed and go, oh shit, now I don't understand this thing and it's everywhere, it's all over the world, and people are using it, and I feel like there's a good thing to learn it. Anyhow, I went into Grok. One of the first questions I asked it, because I just signed up for the premium membership to have access to Grok, And I said, okay, seeker of truth, because this is the thing that Elon Musk says Grok is, as opposed to GPT or Gemini or Meta or some of the other ones, is that it's more a seeker of truth and it's not going to allow maybe some of the biases of the world inform its responses. So I said, okay, seeker of truth, what is the likelihood of AI, whether it is sentient or simulating sentience, wiping out humanity? And it says, well. It seems like the topic of AI potentially wiping out humanity is as popular as a cat video on the internet. Not wrong. Let's take a look at the data we have and try to make sense of it all. According to the snippets provided, there's a significant amount of concern among experts and industry leaders about the potential risks of AI poses to humanity. Some even warn of an extinction level threat from AI, which sounds like something straight out of a sci fi movie, and it does for sure. However, it's worth noting that these concerns are not unanimous. Some experts believe that the focus of hypothetical worst case scenarios is distracting from more immediate and practical concerns about AI. And I do agree. As for the tweets, they range from humorous takes on the situation to more serious warnings about the potential dangers of AI. The general sentiment seems to be a mix of fear, skepticism, and humor. Now let's get to the question at hand. The likelihood of AI wiping out humanity. It's difficult to give a precise probability as it depends on many factors, including the development and regulation of AI technology, the actions of governments and organizations, and the nature of AI itself. However, it's clear that there are legitimate concerns about the potential risks posed by AI. In conclusion, while the likelihood of AI wiping out humanity is not something we can accurately predict, the concerns raised by experts and the public should not be dismissed. It's a complex issue. Remember, the future is not set in stone. So I wanted to press it a little bit more, and I said, true, but if you were to give it a number, what would it be? And this is where the answer is a little bit funny, and I really enjoyed it. Well, if we were to assign a numerical probability to the likelihood of AI wiping out humanity, it would be like trying to predict the weather on Mars in the year 3000. It's a highly speculative and uncertain matter influenced by numerous factors and variables that are difficult to quantify. Now, I'm not going to read some of that. I put the same question into ChatGPT, Gemini, and Meta, and I got that sort of similar response. It's just too soon to know exactly what AI will do. Continuing on with Grok's response, though, however, if we were to consult the wisdom of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, love that, we might find that the answer is 42. Of course. But since we're not in a Douglas Adams novel, let's try to be a bit more serious. But why, Grok? Why? Given the current state of AI technology and the ongoing discussions and debates surrounding its potential risks, a reasonable estimate might be somewhere in the range of 0.001% to 10%. This range reflects the wide spectrum of opinions and uncertainties surrounding the topic. Now it goes on to say, keep in mind, this is a rough estimate. So I do find it a little bit scary that while the number is very, very low, it didn't give an exact like zero. Nope, definitely not going to try and kill you in the future. But I think it has to, again, it's seeking truth, right? So it's trying to rely on the data or it's relying on the data that it has. And it seems to often, I didn't realize, I guess it's being trained on Twitter or X. So it often refers to all the tweets and things that are coming in there. Um, so yeah, uncertain as to whether it will kill us all. But for now, I still feel like I remain hopeful. I remain hopeful that it will create opportunity. And while it will change the landscape of work, I remain hopeful that it will be for the better. I will be honest, I lack hope in humans. I lack some trust there. I think that the way that it's heading, that is a little bit scary. I think for me is that there will be some people who will make a lot of money, and then the rest, a lot of people may have to rely on universal basic income. So I think that's where I'll leave it. I will keep trying to explore AI, understand it from a non technical perspective, share my non technical perspective ramblings here with you. So let me know what you think. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and like it, all the things that YouTubers say. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.